Hi everyone. Happy Elul. We are getting ready for the High Holidays, and I wanted to bring you a special High Holiday message from the sanctuary here at Beth Am. In addition to all of the many special prayers, piyutim, special poems that are written for the High Holidays that you'll find in your High Holiday Machzor, there's one called the Great Aleinu. It's actually the Aleinu that you're so familiar with from the end of every service, every day of the year, 3 times a day in fact, but the Aleinu was actually written for this time of year, for the High Holidays. And it's a really unique prayer, not only because of the words, which are special, but really because of the actions that we do in relation to this prayer. In essence, the prayer is a way of recognizing God's sovereignty over the world as King of the world on Rosh Hashanah, the day in which we're celebrating the creation of God's world. And actually, in Rabbi Kival's commentary on the High Holiday prayers, there's a really nice quote here from Franz Rosenzweig, who was a very important Jewish philosopher from the 20th century. Rosenzweig writes in The Star of Redemption, "What distinguishes the days of awe from all other festivals is that here and only here does the Jew kneel. Here he does what he refused to do before the king of Persia, what no power on earth can compel him to do, and what he need not do before God on any other day of the year, or in any other situation he may face during his lifetime. And he does not kneel to confess a fault or to pray for forgiveness of sins, acts to which this festival is primarily dedicated. He kneels only on beholding the immediate nearness of God, hence on an occasion which transcends the earthly needs of today." Rosenzweig emphasizes the action of the Great Aleinu, this sense of kneeling. Now, if you never came to shul on the holidays, you would think that the only way Jews bow down is by bending our knees and then bowing at the waist. The truth is that there are these few days of the year, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, where we bow all the way to the ground. You know, recently I was listening to a teaching by Rabbi Jeff Hoffman, and he was talking about a whole way of studying liturgy, which is relatively new. Rather than thinking about liturgy as the words of prayer, there's a whole way of looking at liturgy in terms of the actions of prayer. The actions themselves, not just the words, tell us a story. And for people who are not so familiar with the words of the liturgy, many know that in that moment of prayer, it can be very meaningful, even if you set the words aside. What do we do in Jewish prayer? We sit, we stand, we even dance sometimes when we do hakafot around the sanctuary on Sukkot or on Simchat Torah. But it's only on these days that we kneel. What is that kneeling all about? Let me show you how we kneel during the Great Aleinu, and then we'll talk another moment about what it all means. We're all standing during the Great Aleinu, during the Musaf prayer on Rosh Hashanah. And the music will slow down in the midst of the prayer. The words, V'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim. We bend our knee, and we bow, and we acknowledge God. And it looks sort of like this. I will sing it a little bit as we do it. You'll excuse my voice, not always the voice that needs prime time for this sort of thing. It goes like this. V'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim. Prayer continues, and we rise again. The first time I did this, I remember it because it was so strange, such a strange feeling to get down on the ground in the middle of a sanctuary, and especially when not everyone in that sanctuary was doing that. I was encouraged by the rabbi at the time, as I encourage our congregation to do that every year, and every year a few more people do it. And what they tell me is that it's a unique feeling in terms of their Jewish prayer lives. And I encourage people to do it partially because it's different, partially because it's special, just as this is a special day, But it's the meaning behind this bowing down that I think is really important. What does it mean to get down on the ground in front of God? We could call it a sense of submission. It's also, along with that, a sense of modesty. Sometimes, over the course of the year, we have moments where we are feeling a bit arrogant. Sometimes, unfortunately, that comes out. But when we stand on Rosh Hashanah before the Creator of the world and we highlight God as King of the world, we are seen, hopefully by ourselves, as small, modest, humble. And we show that by getting all the way down on the ground. The irony, actually, of this action is that we bow down before God, as Rosenzweig said, not before any human king, not before anything else, only before God, because we have a relationship with God. And it's that relationship with God, that relationship with God, that closeness to God, that not only shows our humility, but then raises us up. God cares that you are. God cares that you are here. God cares to hear your prayer. God cares about your life. So even in that moment of great humility, bowing all the way down to the ground, there is a lift, showing the importance of your life. That sense of humility could be, if taken to be too big, could be crushing. But again, the irony is that there's an infusion of spirit into us about the importance of our lives, importance about the way we act towards other people. The sense of humility actually leads us to be kind, to search for justice, to do mitzvot, to be connected to the people around us and our community at large. It's why I really love the Great Aleinu. It gives us great opportunity for seeing ourselves in the proper perspective as we celebrate the new year and we look forward to the coming year. I hope when you come to synagogue, whether it's here at Beth Am or elsewhere on Rosh Hashanah, that you take the opportunity that is given to you for this unique ritual. The words are important. The actions themselves, though, on their own, can be quite touching. I wish you and your family a happy new year. Gamar Chatima Tova, may the seal be for good as we move through the high holiday season.